So before I introduce Fernanda, I would like to take 3 minutes to introduce you to NANO if you're not familiarized. So as I said, the NFPOGO Alumni Network for the Ocean, or NANO for short, is a network of former and current scholars of NFPOGO capacity development training opportunities. And the objective of NANO is to maximize the benefits of the training, actually expanding the opportunities beyond the classroom and providing other opportunities for personal growth and also for capacity development in our trainees' home countries. So the way that we do that is providing access and collaborations in networking, also supporting with very humble grant opportunities, research projects, and outreach and citizen science campaigns led by our members. So NANO currently have about 450 members from nearly 70 countries and keeps growing. So I want to call attention to the program or to the project that actually hosts this current webinar, the NANO-DOAP, which is short for the Global Study of Deoxygenation, Ocean Acidification, and Productivity. So this project has the objective of create and sustain a coastal network of coastal monitoring sites in our alumni regions. So we currently have 33 stations in 18 countries, all developing nations in all continents, with exception of Oceania, of course. And where our members are responsible for sampling essential ocean variables, namely temperature, chlorophyll, dissolved oxygen, pH, and salinity. Did I say that? At least at surface on a monthly basis. So the project is coordinated by Dr. Shubrata Sarkar from Bangladesh, who is also present here if you have any questions. And the project also supports outreach and capacity development initiatives in our collaboration sites. So one of the capacity development initiatives that the project leads is this webinar series, which is on its 27th or 26th edition now. And today will be presented by Dr. Fernanda Giannini. So Fernanda is an associate professor at the Institute of Oceanography at the Federal University of Rio Grande in South Brazil, and she is the coordinator of the remote sensing branch of ReNOMO. ReNOMO, well, she will be talking about it, but it's the Portuguese acronym for the National Network of Ocean Observing and Monitoring Systems. And Fernanda is a NANO member. She's an alumna of the Center of Excellence in Bermuda a few years ago. She also integrates the Phytoplankton Laboratory at FURG and leads research in biooptics and ocean color remote sensing there. So she really focuses on coastal processes and the influence of biogeochemical dynamics and on the performance of ocean color sensors and in coastal waters. So Fernanda will present her slides for about the next 30 minutes, and then we will open for questions. So just a reminder that this meeting is being recorded and the recording will be uploaded later on YouTube. So we welcome, of course, participation of everybody. So if you have any questions, you can raise your hand after Fernanda's presentation. You can raise your hand and speak on your mic, or you can write it on the chat. So thank you for your attention.
Okay, good morning, good afternoon. In Brazil, it's 10 in the morning. So thank you, Lika, for the introduction. So you saved me a few minutes there. Thanks so much. Thank you for the opportunity to give this presentation and disseminate the ReNOMO project. And also thank you for everyone who joined us for this talk. I'm Fernanda Giannini from Brazil, from the Institute of Oceanography at FURG. It's the Federal University of Rio Grande. And as Lika already said, I'm from the Phytoplankton Lab. And my major research interest is on the color of the ocean and remote sensing. So I'm leading this group of researchers on this topic, and we named our group as CORES, which stands for Color of the Ocean and Remote Sensing, but actually it means colors in Portuguese. So I'm going to talk about the National Ocean Observation and Monitoring Network, which is the ReNOMO project. I'm just trying to get rid of this the screen. Okay, here we go. Oh, great. Okay. And I'm a NANO member. As Lika said, I'm a former NFPOGO student from Bermuda, from not few years ago, but many years ago. And I'm glad to be here giving this presentation to you. Okay, so to start, I don't think I need to talk and discuss much about the importance of observing and monitoring the oceans for this audience here, right? But I would like to highlight, to start mentioning two big global movements or initiatives that highlights this the importance of observing and monitoring the oceans. One of them is the United Nations Decade on Ecosystem Restoration, which aims to prevent, halt, and reverse the degradation of ecosystems on every continent and in every ocean. This can help to end the poverty, combat climate change, and prevent a mass extinction. So this is one of these global movements. And the second one is the United Nations Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, or our Ocean Decade, where in which we talk about the science we need for the ocean we want. The main mission of this movement is to have transformative ocean science solutions for sustainable development, connecting people and the ocean. So we expect that throughout the Ocean Decade, we'll have partners that will generate data, information, and knowledge that are needed for a more robust science-informed policies and to have a stronger science and policy interfaces at a global, regional, national, and also in a local level. Okay, so to have this initiatives or this movement working, we need such a big articulated movement that includes different players, which means having scientists, citizens, the private sector, government, non-profit organizations, all of those players working together in order to generate knowledge and especially to share this knowledge. So with that, we expect that we are going to have more practical actions to improve the ocean's health. Okay, so this is especially important when we are talking about the Southern Hemisphere countries, according to Professor Turra, 2022, and also Latin America and the Caribbean countries. This articulation assumes the collection of information in a continuous and consistent and way, which is the essence of the GOOS. The GOOS is the Global Ocean Observing System, which I'll talk a little bit more later, that needs to be strengthened in the country through interinstitutional articulation and cooperation. Also through the repair and calibration of equipment, for example, through qualified personnel and also logistical resources. So this is a requirement, right? So in this context, in 2022, we had a call from funding agencies, from CNPq, through the Ministry of Science and Technology, and we had this call for ocean observing and monitoring systems that were projects that were related to the Global Ocean Observing System, the GOOS Brazil. So what's the GOOS Brazil? So the GOOS Brazil program contributes to the Global Ocean Observing System, the global program, which leads the ocean observing community and creates these partnerships that are needed to grow and to have an integrated, responsive, and sustained observing system. So the GOOS Brazil program is a national system for ocean observation, aiming the sampling, the quality control, the distribution of operational oceanographic data, and also ocean and climate monitoring in the South and tropical Atlantic. So the GOOS Brazil is one of the longest standing efforts to maintain an operational network for the ocean observation in our country. And as I said, it contributes to the international GOOS goals for this region specifically. The program includes different sectors from government, like CECIRME, from the Navy the Navy as well, like the Directorate of Hydrography and Navigation, for example. Some of the research institutes like INPE and CEPETEC, and also the universities. So, and then we had the ReNOMO project approved in this call. So the project was granted in this call, and the overall coordinator of the ReNOMO project is Professor Carlos Garcia, who is also the coordinator of the SIM-COSTA program, which I'm going to talk a little bit more later, which is the Brazilian Coastal Monitoring System. So Professor Carlos Garcia is from FURG, affiliated to the Federal University of Rio Grande as well. And then this project, the ReNOMO project, aimed to integrate all the coastal regions, especially those comprising the GOOS Brazil. But the ReNOMO project has also a special view or special focus on the north and northeast regions in Brazil, which are highlighted in the map here. I'm not sure you can see my pointer though, but it's highlighted in the map with the yellow square. And because that region was underrepresented in the previous initiatives, there was an imbalance here. So the ReNOMO project has also this special look into that. So we have around 100 researchers that are members of the network, who are from about 22 institutions. So you can see in the map how the members are distributed along the coast. The main objective of the ReNOMO project is then to establish an integrated network of observation and monitoring of the Brazilian coastal zone and the South Atlantic and tropical oceans, with the collection and distribution of freely and online high-quality oceanic and atmospheric data and products to the public and also to private sector. Then I listed here the specific objectives that were that are listed in the project, which is to improve forecasts for climate and meteorological change and the impacts of those changes in the coastal communities, improve the safety and efficiency of maritime operations, for example, provide information that allows for a more efficient mitigation of natural disasters, improve national and internal security, reduce public health risks in coastal areas, provide information that helps to protect and restore the coastal ecosystems. Also to provide information that enables that enables the sustainable use of the ocean, the coastal resource, integrate the existing observing and monitoring programs, to enable data providers and also user groups to achieve their missions, develop a scientifically sound system with public and private guidance, ensure data quality, and establishing also following standard protocols, and establish procedures to secure the data quality over time. So those are the main the specific objectives of the project. And this is how the ReNOMO is organized. So the structure follows the observation platform. So it's divided into 4 different platforms, which is the fixed, mobile, autonomous, and remote, and each of them with specialized technical scientific management. So we have, for example, under the scope of the fixed platforms, we have the buoys systems, which includes projects such as the Cinque Costa, the Pirata, and Boia. We have the tide gauge network as well. Under the mobile projects, we have the ships projects that includes ships of opportunities, or even projects that includes the use of marine animals for acquiring oceanographic data, for example, like the REM project. So projects that use a more mobile platform to acquire the data. Then we have the autonomous branch, which is basically composed by projects that work with gliders and Argo floats and systems like that. And also we have the remote platform, which is basically the remote sensing the remote sensing branch of the project, right? I'm sorry that some of the terms here are in Portuguese, I just realized. So we also have the cross-cutting actions, which are divided by the digital platform. We have the oceanic forecast group. We have capacity building group, and also the robotic and instrumentation technology development group as well. Those are the coordinators of the platforms, and all those small branches, that some of them are not that small, though they are very big groups, actually. So as Lika said in the beginning, it's a big challenge to be in such a big country and having this national coordination. But yeah, so those are the coordinators. And we can find more information about the projects that are under the scope of ReNOMO in the website, in the renomo.org.br. Here I just listed a few of them, which is the Pirata project, Boia, Gloss Brazil, Movar. Those are projects that were existing initiatives or existing programs, and that are now integrated into this big network through the ReNOMO project, right? So I invite you to go to the website, and you can find a little bit of more information from those projects. Okay, also in the website, you can find this network map. This network map will show where the projects are, or the, let's say, the buoys or the tide gauge network, the institutions that are involved with ReNOMO. So you can use the filter in the right hand side there. You can use the filter to see where each initiative is located or hosted, and then also to see which of those infrastructures are operational at the moment or under maintenance. If we have past data that it's going to be integrated to the network and things like that. So it's an interactive map that you can play around and see where those projects are sampling, are collecting data, and things like that. Okay, regarding the data and the products, so ReNOMO will comply with the principles established by the Framework for Ocean Observing and by the Global Climate Observing System, the GCOS. And a digital platform is being built under using the FAIR principles to disseminate data free of charge and online, and generate the products such as, for example, marine heat waves maps, harmful algae blooms, ocean forecast, and etc. So the platform is being it's under construction. So for now, if you go to the website, you find the links for the different projects. So most of them will have the proper data platform or data distribution, but ReNOMO is working on a platform that will hopefully integrate all of this available data. This platform, it's being developed in the GeoNode platform, which is a web-based application and platform for developing geospatial information system, the GIS, and spatial data infrastructure. So it's a platform for management, share, visualization, and publication of this type of geospatial data. It also includes projects that are open source, that use open source softwares, and it's a way that the users can create interactive maps. And it has also a commenting and rating systems by the users, so that allows for a better community sense in this type of data, which helps especially for quality control of the data. So this is a work that it's ongoing at this moment. So okay. The ReNOMO also has this component of capacity building, so also some workshops. So summer courses are offered to graduate students from Brazilian institutions, especially from the North and Northeast, and they can be on instrumentation, meta-ocean data analysis, and biogeochemical modeling. So we had last year, 2024, we had this time series time series analysis for oceanography, this summer course in Fortaleza, Ceará. Also, we have this specialized workshops to integrate and consolidate the knowledge that has been generated. And we had this first WIRO, the workshop for robotics and oceanic instrumentation. And in the last April 2025, we had the national workshop bringing all the members and people who are directly working on ReNOMO. We were all together for 2 days, sharing the knowledge, the results, and future perspectives as well. So we have the website, as I said. You can find lots of information there. We have the Instagram. Please go follow our social media as well. So that's the where most of the projects has been disseminated for now. Okay, and it's very important in this talk actually also to mention that ReNOMO is considered the, what we say, the embryo of the future INPO's Brazilian Ocean Observation and Forecast System. So INPO, it's the ocean, the National Institute for the Oceans, for the Ocean Research in Brazil. It's a very recent research institute. It was initiated in 2023. So it's a non-profit civil association signed by the Ministry of Science, Technology, and Innovation. So INPO has this central objective that is to be a catalyst for research, development, human capital, and the expansion of scientific and innovation infrastructure. And it's focused on oceanography and ocean engineering, of course. And it's a national institute, so it involves also universities, different technical groups, and different players as well. And then ReNOMO is, and then INPO is structured in a way that has different sectors, different departments, and ReNOMO is it's going to be one of these branches within the umbrella of INPO, which is the Brazilian Ocean Observation and Forecast System. So it's very important to mention the INPO here as well. So this is the website. I also invite you to visit and see what is going on within the INPO Institute. Okay, so now I'm going to talk a little bit more about the remote sensing project, or the remote sensing network within, which is one of the platforms of ReNOMO, which is the one that I'm mostly involved to. So I'm going to present our group and a few of our activities and some of our results, or what type of work we have been doing in Brazil for the remote sensing side. So those are the current members of the remote sensing platform. So myself, Professor Áurea Ciotti, Professor Lino Sander, Priscila Lange, Ella Pereira, Regina Rodrigues, Mauricio Neuenberg, and João Lorenzetti. So I would like to thank here some of those professors or collaborators that sent me some of those of the slides that I'm going to present to you with their research as well. Okay, the main objective of the remote sensing branch is to validate and distribute accurate satellite-derived biogeophysical products, for example, sea surface temperature, chlorophyll concentration, and especially HABs, the harmful algae blooms maps, suspended particulate matter, and marine heat waves through the digital platform of ReNOMO. And some of the specific objectives are sampling physical, biological, and especially biooptical data for calibration of optical sensors. Those optical sensors, could be satellite sensors on board satellites, or UAV or drones that part of we're doing is also related to the use of drones for optical measurements, and also for sensors that are on board, are installed on the buoys systems as well. So regionalization and validation of algorithms for phytoplankton biomass, for phytoplankton functional types, for HAPS and SPM and CDOM, to develop models for HAPS using the regional radiometric data. So I'll show you a little bit of this work that's going on, and also to create or to develop a forecast model for HAPS using environmental data and considering the impacts of increasing heat waves and floodings in Brazil. So this is our overall activities, which includes in situ sampling and also the satellite and UAV data analysis, and some pictures of our group in the field. So we mostly do surface radiometry data acquisition. We do lots of chlorophyll A concentration, phytoplankton abundance, HABs as well, CDOM data, SPM, suspended particles concentration. We are mostly working on Sentinel-2, Sentinel-3, and MODIS data. We are also working on with cameras, as I said, cameras on board the drones, algorithms validation, time series and long-term trends using satellite data, HABs monitoring, and the phytoplankton functional types modeling as well. Here it's an example of some field sampling that we did under the scope of the ReNOMO project during 2023 and 2024 and 25 as well. And also, so those are focused on the south region, so Rio Grande, where I'm located, and Florianopolis in another Santa Catarina state. And as you can see, we are doing very coastal sampling, and where we get all of those variables that I mentioned before. Here we also have some collaboration with other groups or with other projects and other laboratories as well, in order to get all the samples processed and so on. On the right-hand side here, I'm showing just an example of the of a Sentinel-3 image for this region, processed with two regional algorithms. So on the top, you can see the chlorophyll A concentration in one of, I forgot to include the date here, but I believe it's November something. So it's a pretty image where you can see the application of the OC2LP, which is a regional empirical algorithm for chlorophyll. And in the bottom, you see an image processed with a regional algorithm for total suspended particles as well. Okay, so our in situ data set, we are working on that from these two last years of campaigns. So we are basically acquiring those type of SPM and CDOM, chlorophyll, phytoplankton types, and all of this is undergoing at this moment. So we are processing all this data. And also we are working on the processing of the hyperspectral radiometry data. We are mostly using the HyperCP software for those who are interested or are aware of that. It's a community processor for above water systems to process the hyperspectral data. So we are working on that. As I said, we have this work on the HABs modeling and monitoring from satellite data. So this is an example of a preliminary product where we have a map of dinoflagellates, number of cells, the abundance of dinoflagellates from this model, so applied to a Sentinel-3 image, and the validation on the right-hand side, comparing the two different types of data, the multispectral data and the hyperspectral data. So we are still working on that. This is on a slide provided by Priscilla Lange, who is leading this research. Okay, we also, as I said, we are working on algorithms validation and time series analysis. And here on the left side, we'll see a climatology for 80 years of the Sentinel-3 data, which is available right now, 9 years of Sentinel-3 data for the Rio Grande do Sul region. Where we are also comparing the data with the satellite data, Sentinel-3 data, with in situ sampling to find the best way, the best model to retrieve chlorophyll. In this case, we are using the regional empirical algorithm, which is giving better results compared to the semi-analytical ones that is operational from ESA. Also, we have we are working the climatology of SPM and also CDOM data, and always comparing to in situ data to validate the data we are working. On the right-hand side here, you can see the long-term trend. In this, this is just an example. This is an example for chlorophyll A concentration, showing that in few parts of the in some parts of the coast, there is a decrease in chlorophyll concentration over time. But we are also looking at a pixel-based and seasonal trends to see which region we can see increases or decrease over time for each of those variables like chlorophyll A, SPM, and CDOM as well. This is an example of the CDOM data. Okay, so this is an example of the work we do with the on the use of UAV or drones for ocean color monitoring in coastal waters. So this is a result of PhD work comparing the reflectance from a multispectral MicaSense camera on board the drone compared to the HyperPro radiometer used in situ. So we had this work done in collaboration with Professor Aurea Ciotti in São Paulo. And with these results, we proposed a correction factor for the MicaSense camera, as we saw a very significant overestimation of the reflectance data. So this is also a work that's under review. We are also doing some comparisons of hyperspectral sensors on board of a different type of drone. This is a work that we do in collaboration with Professor Felipe Lobo from UFPEL, where we compare the hyperspectral data from HyperSAS to the hyperspectral ocean optics sensor on board of the drone. And also we are comparing that with Sentinel-2 reflectance as well. So this is also, we can see a much better matchup with this sensor compared to the MicaSense. Here is an example where we have all of the, let's say, the sensors placed together. So we have in the background, we have Sentinel-2 data. And then we have the small little squares here would be the MicaSense multispectral camera, and the small dots are the results from the hyperspectral ocean optics sensor. So we put all that together, and we saw that, and this is all applied to a turbidity algorithm from Dogliotti. And as we already expected, we saw some overestimation by the MicaSense sensor and a better matchup with the hyperspectral ocean optics sensor. Okay, this is a slide provided by Professor Aurea. So this is a work that they have been doing in the São Sebastião channel in São Paulo, in the southeast region of Brazil, in collaboration also with Professor Lino and Brela. They are here working on the development of turbidity, a local turbidity algorithm for Sentinel-3 in order to monitor the São Sebastião channel. And they have the work under review as well. So they compare different approach. They actually develop a model using bands 6 and 7 from Sentinel-3, using also machine learning approach to propose the model, and also they validate this model using the turbidity data from SimCosta buoy, which is installed in the channel, and also SPM data sampled in situ. So those are all examples of what the remote sensing group is doing. This is another initiative from Professor Lino Sander, who is working on this app called Alarmes Água, using the orbital data, remote sensing data, to monitor the water quality in Rio de Janeiro. So it's a monitoring water quality platform for inland and coastal waters. Okay, I'm almost there. This is some, those are some results provided by Professor Mauricio Neuenberg from Paraná. So on the left-hand side, we'll see results from a long-term monitoring of biooptical data to develop algorithms for this region, for the inner shelf. And this is a project that it's in collaboration with the NANO-DOAP project, which is very interesting. And on the right side, we'll see another project where they are comparing in situ data of suspended particles with an empirical single band algorithm for MODIS and one estuary in the Paraná coast. So they have that validation, in situ validation, and also the long-term trends as well for the modes data from 2000 to 2024, which is 24 years of data, showing some increase in the concentration of total suspended particles in the estuary. Okay, the ReNOMO project also supports some outreach activities. So this is a slide showing examples of activities that we are doing with the use of photoscopes with community schools and children. This is a project that myself and Priscila Lange in Rio de Janeiro, we got in collaboration with NANO. So we have these paper microscopes where we use them to promote, to disseminate the importance of the phytoplankton and some other microorganisms that we can see on the foldscope. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for listening to me. This is my email, and I'm happy to get some questions if you have. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lika.
Very good, Fernanda. We have some questions here in the chat. I have a few myself. All right, so let's start with just one question from the chat, and then Sonia, you're next. So from Luciane Favaretto, Fernanda, so Luciane is asking where can she find more details about quality control applied to measurements made from sensor data on oceanographic buoy.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So Luciane, right now, you find that information in the SimCosta website for sure. If you go to the SimCosta website, you have, I think you have to create an account, but it's a very simple process. And then you have access to all of the data. You can download data, and then you have the table that explains all the quality control, the flags for the quality control, what those means. So you have like different flags that will highlight some of the. So for now, at the SimCosta website, for sure.
Does the SimCosta include offshore buoys like the Pirata system?
No. Then you.
But that's just
okay,
for coastal ones.
Yeah, the SimCosta is focused on the coastal for sure. Yeah, so if you are interested on the more offshore data, then you have to go to, as I said, the ReNOMO platform is still being built, so you have to go to the specific project's website like SimCosta or Pirata or PNBoia or whatever to get the data. But the one that I'm more familiar to, because I use a lot the data, is the SimCosta project. So I'm sure when you download the data, you have all the quality control flags on that.
Thank you. Sonia,
I think
you're muted. There you go.
Hello. Hi. Thank you very much, Fernanda, for your nice presentation regarding all of the amount of work you have done so far in all the coast of Brazil. I would like to have more an opinion than it's a question, because now there are introduction more and more the drones in the part of the validation of the data retrieved by satellites. What is your opinion? It's a good option to start using drone systems, not the conventional, typical radiometric sensors that we put in our ships and boats and go to the sea. In your perspective, what are the, if is a good way to go, or or it's just a complementary another tool?
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Sonia, for this question. Yeah, it's really interesting to talk about that. The use of the drone, it's extremely challenging, I would say. It's really hard to work this data. So for now, I think it's a complementary data set. So we consider as the intermediate resolution or the intermediate scale in between the satellite pixel size and the data that we have with the radiometer, which sometimes it's one station or a long track, but still it's very punctual sampling, right? So the drone allows you to have this intermediate, we used to say, to talk between, to put the sampling, the radiometer to talk with the satellite, you have like an intermediation. But I have to say that, so recently I joined the seminar, the workshop with like an international workshop about the use of the drone for ocean color, and how we still need standard protocols, especially for the measurement, how we should perform the measurement with the drone, how we should process the data. So I would say for now that we do need the radiometer. We still have challenges with the radiometer, so yes. Which is still a hard work. It's not. It's. I feel like we are reaching a good confidence with the radiometer right now. So we have very consistent protocols that are recent from 2019 to now. So with the radiometer, the in situ radiometer. So the drones comes after that. So we are like in the very beginning. So it is promising. It is promising. We saw very good results with the hyperspectral sensor that we are using here at our turbid waters here. So we saw very good results against the HyperSAS. With the multispectral sensor, we are seeing this big overestimation of the data. And as I saw from other papers, this is quite common. So still we need to understand what's the best way to sample, to fly the drone, and which flight direction. So many protocols that we need to establish. So I think it is promising, but we still need the radiometer for sure to be able to create the reference for the drone. So how we should use the drone properly in order to be a reference for the satellite. I think we are not at this point right now, for sure. Not to validate satellite. I think we are.
My question was because well, it's not difficult. It's a bit difficult to operate sometimes drone. You have to have very good conditions, weather conditions.
Yeah, that's also a point. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's
especially,
quite challenging. And once I do validation with radiometers and not with drones, still, I think it's a little bit challenging to the other one as well. So.
Yeah. At this moment, I'm more inclined to use we are more inclined to use the drones for like monitoring the water quality in the coast, like on for example, we have the Patos Lagoon here in Brazil, which is such a big discharge for the coastal ocean. So we have this big plume of continental water. So the drone would be a good tool or an alternative for those days. It's a quick tool, and for those days where you have clouds, so you don't have the Sentinel-2 or the Sentinel-3. So it kind of fills a gap. Yeah, but for sure it does not replace at all the radiometer measurements, in my opinion. Not for now. Yeah,
I think it's a good like you said, it's a complementary. So it's using all the tools we have in hand. A good complement. As satellite, ocean color will never replace in situ sampling. They are just complementary. I think it's the same, and it's a really good alternative for coastal areas, right? You have so much noise. All right, thanks, Sonia. Very interesting subject, by the way.
Yeah.
So we have a question from Ernest Nomo from Cameroon. So did you use aquafluor to quantify chlorophyll during your campaigns? And a second question is about hab analysis. Which group is more abundant in your region? He's asking because they are in the same tropical band, and it would be very important to compare species.
Okay, thank you for the question, Ernest. So no, we are not using the aquafluor. Actually, we filter the water on board most of the time. We filter and we freeze the filter with liquid nitrogen, and then we do the analysis back in the lab. So we do mostly HPLC analysis. So we do the chlorophyll A concentration and also all the pigments, all the pigments profile of the phytoplankton group. So our measurements for chlorophyll A are mostly from HPLC analysis. And the second question about the HABs, yeah, okay. This is hard to say because it's extremely diverse. So for example, in the Santa Catarina's coast, for example, where we sampled last year, we have it's a region where we are having big problems, big issues with HABs, and most of the time they are dinoflagellates. We had to tell you the species now.
Okay, Ernest has he had added in his question, and I'm only
okay,
seeing
sorry,
now.
It's
he
not
mentioned
okay.
Alexandrium and
Dinophysis. Yes,
species.
okay, yeah, we do have also Dinophysis, yes, we do have that sometimes. Alexandrium as well. Alexandrium, we have sometimes here in Rio Grande. So yeah, those are species that are common here too. Also, Priscilla would be a better person to tell you that. She's not around, I think, but she's definitely the person to tell you the species. But yeah, we can keep in touch and exchange some ideas and some, but probably we have similar. You said that we are in similar type of environment, right? We are. Yeah.
Great.
So yeah, thank you so much.
So we have another question here from Gabriela from Argentina. So she's also working in similar topics in the northern Patagonian Gulf and would like to learn more about the relationship between fluorescence, FLH, and phytoplankton. Have you found a good correlation between FLH and dinoflagellates? What limitations should be taken into account with this product?
Okay, Gabriela, thank you for the question. So I think you saw the FLH in Priscilla's slide, probably, right? So, okay, I also have to address you to Priscilla, but I'm not, I haven't been working with FLH for a while myself, right? So I'm mostly working on coastal algorithms like C2R, and polymer, things like that. That's what mostly I'm doing here with my group. So I haven't done any comparison between the fluorescence line height and the phytoplankton abundance or anything like that. But from Priscilla's slide, I saw that she included the fluorescence line height, yes, in her slide. So I believe she's using that a lot to map, to have that first look where the bloom is happening. Usually it's a very good proxy. From what I said, I know it's a very good proxy. It's a good way to map, like to have that first look where those the phytoplankton, where the bloom is happening, right? Of course, in the coastal region, you have those issues with turbidity that could be a bit contaminated. So in Santa Catarina, where you saw that map, actually the water there is more, it's clear water. It's not that turbid as here where I am located. So here we have most of the time extremely, not extremely, but very turbid water from the Patos Lagoon and also from Rio da Prata, the plume from Rio da Prata. So we have to work with turbid, let's say the turbid focus alternatives, but in Santa Catarina it's clear water, so I believe the fluorescence line height there, it's a good alternative to map the bloom. Maybe for your region as well. I'm not, you said you are in the Gulf, so
yes,
I'm not sure how. Yeah.
I work in North Patagonian Gulf, and the waters of this Gulf are very clear because there are no rivers entering the Gulf. But this product, FA-Light, I take my attention because here there are reports of bioluminescence in the waters.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Maybe the bioluminescence is caused by dinoflagellates. Is an hypothesis, and I take my attention. My attention. The slide, your slide, because this relationship between fluorescence and dinoflagellates is very interesting. I saw.
Yeah, I think if you have a bloom, yes, I think you have a good signal of the fluorescence line height. Sometimes you do need to have a big large concentration to have a signal in the fluorescence from the satellite, because you can have lots of interference in this spectral band. So, but if you have a bloom, it's probably a good tool. For us here in Rio Grande, we are seeing lots of bioluminescence events as well. Just taking the opportunity of your question to mention, even last night we had the beach all bioluminescent during the night. So we are having that a lot, probably from the Noctiluca dinoflagellate, the Noctiluca species, probably. I haven't sampled that, but this is what we have usually. So yeah, we are having lots of blooms this year, a bit, I think a bit above the average. Yeah, so good to know. Yeah, thank you very much for your question. Yeah,
very,
thanks.
very interesting.
Thank you.
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you, Gabriela, for your question. Is there any other very urgent question? Because I don't want to hold you guys more than already done. So while you're thinking about it, okay, Gaston, go for it.
Hi, so just very short,
Short one,
congratulations, Fernanda. I'm here in Uruguay, and just I think this initiative ReNOMO is wonderful, and it would be great at some point to extend it towards the south, maybe Uruguay and also Argentina, and get some kind of Mercosur network, so we could keep in touch.
Okay, there is a network.
Yeah, we are doing some constant measurements, but we are still not doing like some live data transmission, but at some point we pretend to.
Right.
So it would be great to create some kind of extended network.
Okay. Are you located in Montevideo? Where are you
right
located?
now I'm in Punta del Este.
Okay.
So,
okay. I'm asking you that because I've been starting a collaboration with Carla Krug and Angel from Rocha.
Yes, Angel Segura. Yes, I know him, of course.
Yeah, so I visited them last December. I gave a talk there, and we started to discuss some collaboration. So maybe we can extend to Punta del Este as well.
Yeah,
to go a little bit south there.
I'm in touch with Angel and also with Carla.
Perfect.
But you went to Rocha, right? Or to Montevideo? Yeah.
To Rocha, yeah. Cool. Yeah, and there is this alliance called Oceanography that's it's also related to the Goose Brazil that I mentioned in the talk, but it's an extension of the Goose Brazil for the I think it's Uruguay, Argentina, and Brazil. There is an alliance like
Yes,
some
I've been to a
program
couple of,
that.
I've been to a couple of ocean Atlantis. Yes.
Ah,
But
okay,
it's kind
cool.
of like some more like military
It's a
alliance.
lot of, yes, exactly. We need to do sampling.
In Jurassic
like
times, there used to be the Antares network for remote sensing also for ocean polar. I don't
that's true.
remember if Uruguay was part of it, but definitely Brazil, Argentina, and like I don't know how many
Yeah,
countries.
that's true. Yeah.
But this is something that needs to be revived.
I
Okay.
don't know about it.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Gaston, for
Gaston.
your question. But Fernanda, maybe if it's okay, I would suggest you to type your email address on the chat so people can reach out to you with more questions. And I'm gonna only make one question. So as Gaston rightly said, ReNOMO is a very important initiative of minimizing duplicate efforts and concentrate the information, having I can only see benefits, but I also can see how challenging it is, especially given the size of the Brazilian coast. And I was wondering, so this project is funded by the government, and I'm hoping that it will be continued, right? Because monitoring is nothing without long-term monitoring. So it's something excellent. So my last question is there a mailing list, or I think a mailing list would be the most appropriate, so people that are interested in ReNOMO can receive information on updates, and particularly I think as our audience is mainly from early career ocean professionals, I suppose that capacity development is something of high interest for us. So is there any place that people should look for upcoming trainings or upcoming activities where our colleagues from Latin America can join, and etc.?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware of at this moment, but so I think most of information will be found in the social media and website. But I have to say that I think the place to go from now on is going to be the INPO website more than for this kind of opportunities and the integration of this entire network. I think the INPO website would be the place to go, because anything from ReNOMO will be within INPO and advertise it there, or like I think INPO is gonna be this big central place to host all those information. So I'm sure maybe perhaps they have a mailing list already. I'm not aware of. Still, I can search for that. I'm not sure, but for sure I would suggest to keep an eye on the INPO information, things like that. And yes, for sure, ReNOMO is gonna, so the project goes up to the end of this year, 2025. And there is, the network is increasing. We have more researchers now involved with the ReNOMO, and we do have new funding coming for more 3 or 5 years right now. So yes, for sure, lots of work still to do.
Very good.
Thanks
so
for
I
the
added
question.
the link for the INPO website in the chat.
Great. Yeah.
For everybody.
Thanks so much.
And I want to thank everybody for hanging here. We passed a little bit our hour, but I really appreciate. I think it's so important a subject that I didn't want it to stop. Thanks
you,
everybody, and especially thank you, Fernanda, for your time and for your great presentation. And I hope I see you on our next webinar. Wishing everybody a great weekend.